Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking the time to attend this presentation. Today, I want to discuss an essential topic that highlights the intersection of rapid development and environmental sustainability. Analyzing the impact of Mandalika Special Economic Zone development on land surface temperature using Landsat Act. Okay, the Mandalika Special Economic Zone, established in 2014, has become a driving force for tourism and economic growth in eastern Indonesia. A central feature of this zone is the Mandalika Circuit, a globally recognized asset that has drawn significant attention and investment to the region. However, the development comes with its challenge. The transformation of natural field into an economic zone has brought substantial change into the Kuta village. While the economic benefits are undeniable, the environmental consequences are equally significant. One of the most pressing issue and land use change, the reduction in vegetation and the increase in impervious surface has contributed to rising land surface temperature, both local and global temperature trend through the urban heat effect. In this presentation, I will focus on the analysis of LST trend in Mandalika region from 2014 to 2023. Understanding this trend is crucial for mitigating the environmental impact of development and for crafting sustainable policies that balance economic growth with ecological preservation. Despite the rapid transformation of Mandalika, there are few studies that examine the long-term variation in LST for this area. This makes our research both timely and important, providing valuable insight into the environmental implication of large-scale development. This is the location of my research. Location is in a special economic zone Mandalika, which is part of the Kuta village in Pujut district, Central Lombok Regency. And this is the data that I use. I use Landsat X, surface reflectance with 20% cloud cover, and I use only 3 band, red channel, near infrared channel, and thermal band, which period in from 2014 to 2023. All of data is sourced from the Google Earth Engine, which is a free cloud-based application, and it has access to many satellite data. And this is the methodology. After I get the data from satellite, I clip the data with Kuta village region, which is I can focus on the area, and then the thermal band I use to extract the land surface temperature data to Celsius degree. And the band 4 and band 5 is combined to get the data for NDVI. After I get this two data, LST and NDVI, I analyze with Mankendal to see how significant the increase and the decrease the LST in this area. And then we need to visualization the data so we can see which parts of the area is getting hotter or getting cooler. That and this is the NDVI result. The figure A and B show the NDVI distribution for Kuta village in 2014 and 2023. The comparison between these two periods indicate a generally stable condition in vegetation density across the region. Significant reduction are observed only in the around of the Mandalika circuit. Figure C highlight the difference or anomalies in NDVI between 2023 and 2014, visually representing the variation in the level of vegetation increase and decrease. Negative NDVI anomalies are concentrated in the southeastern region, corresponding to the location of Mandalika circuit. This pattern underscores the significant impact of the infrastructure project on land cover, resulting in the decline in vegetation density. The NDVI anomaly analysis for Kuta village comparing 2023 and 2014 highlight three main categories in pie chart. As you can see, the natural condition, which is 93.9%, is colored by yellow. Decreasing in vegetation health is 3.2% in red, and increasing is about around 2.9% in green color. The naturally color category indicates stable vegetation for most of the area are covered this period. The NDVI analysis for Kuta village from 2014 to 2023 using the Mankandal trend test show no significant change in vegetation health. And this is the LST result. In 2014, areas with high LST were more evenly distributed, particularly in the southern part of Kuta village. However, by 2023, this hot zone become more concentrated, especially around the Mandalika circuit area. This indicate a significant increase in surface heating in the region, likely due to the expansion of impervious surface and urban infrastructure associated with the circuit development. Meanwhile, the cooler area in the central of the northern part of the village have increased, reflecting improved vegetation cover that helps mitigate surface temperature rises. Figure C illustrated the LST anomaly map for Kuta village, capturing the temperature difference between 2023 and 2014. The map highlight three distinct categories of temperature change. Areas with positive anomalies, shade of red, areas with negative anomalies, shade of blue, and areas with minimal change, shade dominant yellow. The LST anomaly map analysis for Kuta village 2023 to 2014 shows the distinct temperature change pattern. Yellow shade stable areas cover about 70% of the village, indicating the minimal thermal change and consistent land use, which helps maintain the local thermal environmental. The LST trend in Kuta village from 2014 to 2023 were analyzed using the Mankandal test, showing a negative slope of minus 0.2345, suggesting a slight decrease of about 0.23 Celsius per year. However, the trend is weak and not statistically significant. Okay, this is the conclusion. The significant LST increase in the southeastern part, which is Mandalika circuit area, due to urban heat island effect. But overall, in the Kuta village, LST trend remains stable with no long-term warming. Decrease in the vegetation density around urbanized area, especially near the Mandalika circuit. About 70% of the village show stable or increasing vegetation supported by reforestation and land management. Urbanization caused localized change but did not lead to widespread environmental degradation. Effective land management, green space preservation, and reforestation mitigate urbanist impact. The recommendation is integrate more green space in urban planning, promote sustainable building practice, support reforestation and environmental restoration program. We want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to BMKG for their generous financial support, which has played a crucial role in enabling the completion of this research. Their commitment to advancing education and research has been invaluable to the success of this work. Okay, that's all that I can present for today, and thank you for your attention.